This game means a lot more now than it would if the Ravens lost. And this pretty much makes the DK suspension that much more relevant, especially now that everybody's talking about it. This guy comes with his lawyers to put on a press conference and a show and play like a victim against DK Metcalf, and the NFL has to crack down on DK Metcalf. I don't know. TJ Watt's injury is still up in the air. He's been practicing. Steelers have a lot of injuries, so do the Browns. Mike Tomlin's even nervous about this game, was talking about come in his press conference coming into this week how Cleveland has the best defense in the entire AFC North and how the Steelers have struggled late in Cleveland against Cleveland. So we'll see what's going to happen in this game for the Steelers, but they're going to have to win. And what it's going to boil down to is defense and turnovers. It's basically every game. Steelers win if they force turnovers and don't turn it over, and they lose games when they don't force turnovers and they don't turn it over. But certain games they gave up a lot of yards on the ground too, especially like Buffalo, the Chargers. So, it's up front. They gave up, a lot of splash plays in those games, but with Cleveland, I don't see too many splash plays, honestly. Shedeur is a one-read quarterback. I've already talked about it. And we're going to be able to turn him over, and they ain't going to be able to get much going, especially with Harmon. Like, Harmon really makes a difference on the Steelers' defense. He really does. I wanted him the whole time. Like, I hyped him up the entire offseason. I don't know how many videos I made about Derek Harmon and how many mock drafts I put Derek Harmon going to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I'm glad they took Derek Harmon because he makes a big difference, especially the past, I don't know, 3, 4 years in the playoffs when the Steelers do get pretty much embarrassed in playoffs. That's really what it boils down to is being able to stop the run, and the Steelers not being able to do it, and obviously being injured too. So it kind of sucks. They can't get the two de facto buys, especially given the fact they had one of the earliest buys this year. So they haven't had a bye since real early in the season. And they're a little banged up right now, but it's really no excuse. Every team's banged up. The Cleveland's only has 3 wins this year. So I mean, you lose this game, the narrative flips right back to Tomlin just went to 10th all time. Tomlin just sealed up 19 seasons without a losing season. But then you go and you blow this popcorn, lollipop, cupcake game to Cleveland, which basically everybody is saying this is what this game is, a cupcake lollipop game in Cleveland that the Steelers got to have, should win, no excuses to lose. And I mean, there really is no excuses to lose this game. So are they gonna? Is this the Tomlin special? I already hear the media and the fans and people writing about it. They're already gearing up. They're already mentally preparing themselves for the Tomlin. But even Tomlin is mentally in his press conference is mentally preparing himself for a Tomlin special. So I don't know. I don't see this happening, man. I think this team's really keyed in right now. But I think thing is, the Steelers' offense is not good. Let's just keep it 100. The Steelers' offense hasn't been good, and it's not been good all year. And as bad as the defense looked, I think a lot of it has to do with the offense. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. So, I mean, it's going to be tough to get anything going on the ground, I think, in this game. So Aaron Rodgers is going to have to go out there and drop back and pass. Myles Garrett's going to be looking to break this record. Cleveland's going to be looking to do anything they can to hurt us, to ruin our season for not only this game, going forward down the line to the rest of the way. It's going to be dirty AFC North football. I think no matter what happens in this game, win, lose, draw, it's going to be ugly. And it's going to be a dogfight in Cleveland with the dog pound going nuts. They hate Pittsburgh. Cleveland hates Pittsburgh like with a fiery passion. So I mean, it's going to be an ugly game. And it's not going to be, I think, a total cupcake, honestly. But I think the Steelers should win. They should force turnovers. And with Aaron Rodgers playing, and then, this is going to be an ugly game. I don't think you're going to be able to get anything going down on the ground. Tomlin even said it in a press conference. You got surefire defensive player of the year, Miles. It's coming from Tomlin. Surefire defensive rookie of the year, both on the front seven. So to me, it's going to be hard to run the ball in this game. From Tomlin, he said it's the best defense in the AFC North. You're missing one of your best playmakers, DK Metcalf, in his game. So, I mean, given the fact they have so much talent up front, that's what makes me believe we're going to have a tough time running it. And then you're missing DK too. One less target for Rodgers in a must-win ball game. Or that last game isn't a bye. Then you lose this game, you only miss out on 2 byes. You're missing out on one, at least one bye. You don't win this game. So they got to come away with this one. I want to rest that last game in Pittsburgh, make it basically be meaningless. But who knows? We'll see. There's really no excuse for Steelers lose. Even with the injuries on defense, we're not losing, damn it. No Tomlin specials. Rodgers is in charge. I see why they hate us all. Cleveland hates the Steelers bad. It's almost like I never seen like a fan base like they hate us. Like they hated me on Twitter. It was crazy how bad they hated me. And really, I don't know who Cleveland has. I mean, Sanders is playing terrible. I know Njoku's banged up. Their running back's hurt. Their best receiver is Jerry Jeudy. So it's not like they got an offense. Last time the Steelers played them, they forced like 5 turnovers, 6 turnovers. And to me, Dylan Gabriel's better than Sanders. Sanders doesn't deserve to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I watched Merrill Hodges break down Shedeur Sanders' film. He didn't say he's terrible. He just didn't come out and bash the kid. But pretty much, by all extensive purposes, like his film review pretty much said he sucked. Like he can't go through his reads. One read quarterback. Jumpy in the pocket, can't read disguises, can't read defenses. So, like, the Steelers, that's everything they do. Like, to a T. They've been doing, that's what they do. So, this is like the worst possible defense, pretty much, by his analysis, that this Shedeur Sanders could be possibly going up against. So, I mean, this is the type of game to where he can come out here and prove all the doubters wrong and the naysayers wrong and, prove to the NFL that this actually is some type of collusion case that ESPN and all these people were trying to make into with this, which it really isn't to me. He's not a great quarterback. Not only with all that stuff that Merrill Hodges was breaking down about him in his film and how he's one read quarterback and really can't read coverages and everything like that. To me, like a clear-cut first-round pick is a quarterback that's like 6'5", 250, bro. Okay, you're 6'5", 250. You're a can't-miss prospect. You got to at least be, not only that, then you have to have the stats and the resume to go along with your 6'5", 250 frame. He's like 6'1", 190. He's not like lights out Mike Vick speed to where like, man, this dude's a premier dual threat. He's not. Maybe he's got a little bit of mobility, but he's not no premier dual threat. He ain't no Justin Fields. He ain't no Cam Newton. He ain't no Lamar Jackson. He ain't no Mike Vick. Hell, he ain't no even Tyrod Taylor in terms of speed. So what makes him a first-round pick? And if he was that good, do you really think there'd be 32 teams, all 32 teams in the NFL is just, we're all going to get together and keep the Sanders kid down. Get the hell out of here. That is crazy. So really, like, I can't wait for the Steelers to prove what he is And that's a fifth round pick. He's going to be eating dirt all game. Their offensive line is not good. Their offense is terrible. I mean, they do got a good defense, but I got faith in Rodgers not going out there and turning it over. I have full faith in the Steelers defense making Sanders look stupid and silly. And I mean, you can blame the coach, you can blame this, you can blame that. How long are you gonna do that until it's Shedeur's not that good? Okay, Shedeur, however you say his name. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think honestly, I can't even lie. Like, I've seen some of his press conferences, so he's a little cocky, yeah. But like when they ask him questions, it's not like he's out there throwing a coach under the bus. It's not like he's out there throwing his team under the bus. It's not like he's out there making this collusion case thing. That's the media. That's ESPN. And they are always with this. It's their agenda. Like, not only I feel Mark Madden has an agenda. A lot of these sports people, they put their agendas in with their sports coverage. And this is what this really is with Stephen A. Smith and a lot of these people trying to make this something that it's not. And that honestly creates more hate for him than anything. This pedestal that you're putting him on. And you're acting like he deserves this shot when he really didn't deserve this shot. No. It's collusion at the highest level because all 32 teams in the NFL didn't agree with Mel Kiper, who's a guy that's on record talking about how if Jimmy Clausen isn't the next Joe Montana, he said something wild about Jimmy. I can't remember the exact quote, but come on, man. The guy is another sensationalist, just like Stephen A. and all. It's all it is sensationalism. And I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna be a victim when the Steelers. I've already said. I'm gonna say it again. The Steelers defense is gonna make him a victim, and that's really what it's gonna come down to. He's gonna blow that game for them. And I don't know. And I'm in a couple Cleveland groups. I read what some of these Cleveland fans are saying. I see all these Cleveland fans like just making up, like just apologizing for why he sucks. Apologize just why he's just horrible. But it's not his fault. It's everybody else's fault but him somehow. It's the coach, it's the running backs, it's the offensive line. What about the defense? If you would just not turn it over like 4 times a game, every game, with your defense, you probably win every game. But that's the thing. Like Aaron Rodgers goes out there and, possibly turns it over once or twice. And Sanders does just what I said and not turn it over. And just protect the ball. And then worst comes to worst, just take a sack or check it down or, anything but a turnover. Cleveland could win this game. Good. If he does that and doesn't turn it over and is smart with the ball. But I don't see that happening. And I think, even as good as Cleveland's defense is, Aaron Rodgers, Cleveland's offense is that bad. So Steelers will get, this is where it's just got to come down to defense, offense, special teams. I don't want to see Tomlin going for it on 4th down. I don't want to see hit none of that. I want to see, play field position. Because that will really come down to it, Get Aaron Rodgers in good field position. Force them to punt, Have Calvin Austin go out there, pick up, a nice 20, 30 yards. See, there's little things in football that get you win games. Just playing that field position game. Defense, offense, special teams. I know Boz missed the kick last week, but let's be honest, he's one of the clutchest kickers in the NFL. So, I mean, have faith in him. Take the points when they're there. Give your defense the lead and pretty much make Shedeur have to force it. And when you do that, there's no way they're going to win. But if they can somehow get off to an early little bit of a lead, then he doesn't have to force it. And he can just check it and take what's there. And, maybe a Judy makes a play. And the Joku, maybe he plays this. And then, he can make a few plays over the middle. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. Easy first down, boom, over the middle. Steelers have a tough time. Tight ends over the middle. The Joku's a pretty good player, so that's one, you got to be careful. It's the one. Can make some plays on his defense, maybe. And other times they do have stopping, a little bit of mobile quarterbacks. They do have sometimes trouble against them. So maybe Sanders can get a few yards on the ground going. Who knows? Austin's out. So Austin's out. DK's out. Oh, my. So then who? I don't even know who's going to return punts now. And who's the number one receiver going to be? That's a great question. Who's the number one receiver going to be? Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Thielen. I mean, this wide receiving core is bad. Maybe Roman Wilson will wake up. This is a huge opportunity for him. Tomlin even talked about that, man. That's a huge opportunity for him, a huge game for him, huge moment for him. But, man, I guess put Freiermuth out there, man. I'd put, at this point, Freiermuth is my number one wide receiver, dude, at this point. Gainwell. I'm going to have to start getting Caleb Johnson carries in this game. He's going to be my feature back. Him and Kenny G are going to be my backs. Or no, him and Warren are going to be my backs. And then maybe I might have to slot Kenneth Gainwell out there at receiver in this game. I don't know. No DK, no Austin. Man. Kind of makes you wish you would have went out there and traded for a receiver or something. I don't know. I guess they went out and got these vets, but we'll see what they could do. Steelers need to draft maybe 2. I don't even. They might need it because I don't think Calvin Austin's going to come back after this year. He's probably gone. So we got DK, we got Roman Wilson. The Steelers are going to have to. They have to draft maybe 2. Definitely 1, like early. Maybe you should get 1 in the 2nd, and maybe even in the 5th. 2nd and the 5th, 1st and the 4th, 1st and the 6th, 1st and the 5th. Take a receiver, something like that. Seriously. Kenny said he can play wide receiver, but he don't like to because he likes to stiff arm and shit. Well, I don't know who's. I mean, he's second. He leads the team in receptions. Him and DK. So I mean, I don't know. Freiermuth. Both of them are going to have to probably get slotted out and get looks at wide receiver, honestly, in my opinion. And you can do different things, like maybe you start Freiermuth out on the line as a tight end and then motion him out. Put Warren and Kenny Gainwell in the backfield at the same time and then motion Gainwell out as receiver too. Do things like that to help you get a little look and a beat on the defense, maybe. They got a pretty good defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz. He's coached for Detroit. And their defense has been pretty solid for years. So, do something like that, maybe. I don't know. But, DK gets doubled, though. Like, 95% of it, 70% of the time. So believe me, that matters. And he still makes plays. Which, when you're throwing the ball and there's so much attention being brought to one player, that pretty much it opens up little easy dink and dunks to Kenny Gainwell, little dink and dunks to Jalen Warren, little dink and dunks to Darnell Washington. Now teams don't have to really key in on a guy. Like Cleveland, they probably feel they can match up, man on man, probably any motherfucker on our offense right now, honestly. They're like, fuck it. We're just going to play man. We'll man you up. They can just off the fact. There ain't no real threat on this offense. Like, who's a real home run hitter right now on this offense? No, nobody. Roman Wilson, I guess, might be the fastest at this point. I mean, DK's a home run hitter. Calvin Austin's a home run hitter. Roman Wilson's, they both have home run hitter speed. Thielen's old as shit. Maybe Valdez Scantling maybe can make a play down the field. Freiermuth, I guess. I don't know, maybe. At the tight end position, not really the wide receiver position. So, I don't think there's going to be many points scored in this game. I wonder what the under-over is for this game. Who's the new guy? Flowers. I don't know much about him. Probably bet the under, man. It might be real low, though, man. Like, I'm thinking, like, it can't be more than 40, dude. Like, it can't be more than 40. I don't see each team scoring over 20. Like, I see both teams scoring less than 20 points in this game. Like, I see the Steelers winning, like, or maybe, like, 21 to, like, 17. I see the game being something like that. I feel the under is probably like 38.5 or something like that, under over. To be honest. 34.5. Whoa. So what did I say? I said 21-17. So that would be what? 20 plus 17 would be 37. So I would have over that, my score. I could see maybe over that. What's 16-13? That would be 29. Let's say like 19-13. That would be 19. 22 plus 10, 32. 2017 be 37. That's a tough one. I might say over in that. That's real low. I figured it'd be low, but not that low. Holy hell. That's tough. I don't know what I don't really know what I pick because this could be a very low scoring game, honestly, now that like talking about it and thinking about it. There's some big injuries. We got Herbie back though. Got Sawyer. Got Wilson. Got Queen. Got Highsmith. Big key injuries on offense. Samalu, Austin, and DK. TJ's going to be replaced. He's basically has been replaced. DK, I think, is irreplaceable on this team. Sam Baller's pretty irreplaceable, I'd say, on this team. I'd say he's the best offensive lineman on a pretty good offensive line now. Used to be considered shitty, but I would say it'd be considered pretty good now. I mean, Frazier's good. I mean, if there's anybody that I'd say is on this team that deserves to make a Pro Bowl, it's probably be on the offensive line. I don't know who else could really make. Who all made the Pro Bowl? James Ramsey made it. Connor Hayward made the Pro Bowl. That's crazy. How the hell Connor Hayward? That don't even make no sense. Connor Hayward in the Pro Bowl. This is a meaningful game. Fuck. I don't think this is a meaningful game. It's a very meaningful game. It's a division. This is... Win this game, you win a division. You lock up a home playoff bid. It's about as meaningful as it gets. This is you control. Like, this is... You gotta win this game. I don't play no games. It's the NFL. People are going to be yelling fire Tomlin. You lose this game, everybody's yelling fire Tomlin, bro. Get him the fuck out of town. Now. Fire him. What is he doing? If you can't beat the Browns, who are you going to beat in the playoffs? If you can't beat the Browns, who are you going to beat in the playoffs? Another one and done for the Steelers. Shouldn't even be in the playoffs. I mean, honestly, the AFC, if you look at the AFC, like all the teams in the AFC right now, for real, like the wild card teams, like, what, they're all got like 10, 11 wins in the wild card. Steelers are sitting there at 9 with the division lead. And the Ravens nipping at our ankles, like, pecking at them with their little beaks. Just hanging around. Just hanging around. Just hanging around. So we can't let him hang around for one more week. It's time we can kill him right here, right now. Right here, right now. Done. Son. End this shit. End it. Tomlin's even knows it. Like, you can't let this one slide. You can't, dude. And then they lose the ball. I'm saying if that happens, DK gets released. His $195 million is now in void, and if they miss the playoff, DK is gone. Because, like, to me, right now on this team, like, he is the most irreplaceable person to me on this roster. That's Aaron Rodgers and then him right now. And the next in line, I'd say, is like, I don't know. Him. The Harmon is number 3. I'd put on that list. Without Harmon, this team's totally different. I don't know. Joey Porter Jr. That's another guy I'd say maybe on his team should make a Pro Bowl. Joey Porter Jr. Frazier, Simalu. There were 2 possible Pro Bowlers in my opinion. Nobody else. I can't think of really nobody else. He might. Might not. I mean, he's practicing. That just might be optics. I don't know. Who knows, man? I don't know what to think about that injury. I don't know nothing about that stuff. And just sounded not good to me. I know Tyrod Taylor sued. His shit's still pending though, so who knows whatever happened with that. TJ's probably got more money, more lawyers. If he really wanted to go about that, So I think everything's all good in that situation. Hopefully he comes back, but man, I just want to end this game. I just want to win this game. And TJ can have another week off. And the division's locked up. But if they lose this game, the Ravens probably will be favored. Lamar will probably be back, ready to go. And after what they just did to Green Bay, they'll probably be favored against the Steelers in Pittsburgh. I don't know. How many wins do the Ravens have now? What are they at? 8 wins right now? 9 wins right now? They're at 8. We're at 9. So we lose, we be at 9. And then they beat us in our house, and then what? We be both tied at 10, and then they probably get in that way. Better record against common opponents. Probably they beat the Pat. Probably that's probably what it'll come down to. I don't know, but I don't see us losing to this team. But I mean, like I said, DK honestly. Any player on this team say he's like the most valuable, really, because there's nobody else besides Cal. Really, there's no other receiver on this team besides him. Seriously, not one. And now that he's hurt, it really shows. Like I was even kind of talking shit. Like that's all I hear every day on the fan is, oh, they need to get a number 2 wide receiver. And now, I mean, it's really showing that what a glaring hole it is on the roster. That they're really outside of DK and Metcalf. There ain't nobody. Like TJ, yeah, TJ. People be like, well, TJ. You'll be like, TJ. Well, he's the most important. Fact is, you got Herbig, you got Highsmith, and you got Sawyer. And you got Queen Wilson. You have so many linebackers on this team. You got one receiver, and that's it. And if Aaron goes down, I don't trust really Mason. And I definitely don't trust Will Howard. Dude, just never even played a rep of NFL football in his life. How could you? 6th-round pick. It's never played a rep in his life. I don't trust him. I mean, Mason a little bit, but let's say if it's Mason with no DK or injuries to the defense, hell no. Yeah. So I'm just saying, it's not even talking shit on TJ. It's just the fact that there's so many other linebackers on this team. And it's literally because TJ's been injured in these moments so many times, Steelers literally went out there and got a Herbig, went out there and got themselves a Sawyer, just in case for this situation if this situation occurred. That's why, I mean, you could kind of say the Pickens trade kind of looks stupid right now. Because if you got Pickens in this game and Roman Wilson and then, Valdez Scantling, I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly comfortable having enough offense. Kenny G, Freiermuth, and all the tight ends. You have one more wide receiver right now. And then when DK Metcalf is back for the playoffs, you have him and the Pickens. with Rodgers and them running backs and the tight ends and his defense. A Pickens or a Najee, man. We should have both of those. We could have both of them motherfuckers on the roster right now. We should have Pickens and a Najee on this roster right now. Kenny G's 42 receptions would be irrelevant right now with Pickens. And Najee pounding and grounding. And Jaylen Warren pounding and grounding and being a third down back. Jaylen Warren's a better blocking back. And he can be just as good as a receiver as Kenny Gainwell. And you wouldn't have to rely on, Rodgers wouldn't have to rely on dumping it to Kenny Gainwell every goddamn time because there's been actually a receiver he could throw the ball down the field to, make big plays down the field. That would probably open up everything for Washington and Freiermuth and Warren and everybody else anyway. So, do you have Najee and Pickens? You got Pickens and Najee right now on this team. I mean, Najee's option, they probably still have the salary cap on this damn roster to where they probably could have easily optioned Najee. It's like dog shit how much the option was. Like $8 million. You don't pay running. Dude, for the type of production he brought to this offense, fuck yeah, you give him that penny. That's like pennies off the top of your salary cap. Hell yeah. You bring him back. And then Pickens, oh my God, they probably have 2 more wins this year. They beat the Bengals, and then they wind up at least beating, I don't know, one of those, the Chargers, the Bills, or the Bears, one of them, or the Packers. At least one of those games they probably would have won. Pickens wouldn't have nothing to cry about, especially if with Rodgers throwing him the ball. Pickens would have been putting up numbers. Or if they would have went out there and, I don't know, signed the guy, didn't sign Slay. Like, these are like these are like moves I can't put on. These are like moves to like Omar Khan. You don't fuck up on that Slay deal. That's like Tomlin fixed up Omar Khan's fuck up in that situation, in my opinion. Like, people want to write like that's a Tomlin thing. Tomlin fixed Omar Khan's fuck up, in my opinion, that Slay deal. You would have went out there and got, I don't know, maybe a DeAndre Hopkins, or I don't know, somebody could have been out there that you could have spent money on for another goddamn receiver. If you're gonna trade Pickens, gotta have a replacement plan. It's like, see, all these motherfuckers want to put their agenda in. Well, here we go. They're like Republicans, bro. That's what Omar Khan is, bro. He wanted to repeal and replace, but he didn't have a replacement plan. He just repealed George Pickens with no replacement plan. That's where we're at today in society too. So those are just like the mega cult. Repeal with no replacement plan. Now look what this is good, and this game could really show it, man. And everybody will be fired Tomlin. I'm blaming. If we lose this game, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna blame Omar Khan. I'm gonna make videos and say Omar Khan should be fired for this shit. He should be fucking fired for this shit. It's just his fucking fault that we don't have a number 2 receiver and we don't have a legitimate running back that can run the ball, especially right now in December, in February, in January, when you need a bruiser type of running back to grind out games and ground and pound you out of games when you got a lead. Like, bro, this is the time. This is when you need a Najee. This is when you need a GP. This is when you need that $10 million you spend on whatever free agent you decide to spend that $10 million on is making some type of fucking plays or some type of contributions to this team. Instead, you released Darius Slay for jack shit. And what would you get in return? Valdez, Scantling, and Thielen. So okay, well, let's see if Valdez, Scantling, and Thielen can if, midway point through the season on waivers. Come on, man, that's not what you want. That's Tomlin's fixing his fuck ups. God damn it. I mean, they didn't want a contract negotiation, whatever. They could have just let it ride out this year and then just let him walk. Fuck it. Or tagged him and traded him. Tagged him and then traded him this off season during the draft. And you could have probably got a lot better pick, too, for him. I'm just saying, there's a lot of moves Omar Khan made in this offseason that are questionable, especially if he loses his game. And then, this is what I say. Like, I look at it from all angles. Everybody wants to say fire Tomlin. Well, I looked at it back in the day when Kevin Colbert was the GM and he made a lot of bad moves. And, as it stands right now, that's a glaring hole on this roster. And especially while I'm just really breaking and thinking down about this game. Who's the number? And that's real shit's been asking it all week. Who's the number one receiver on this damn team right now? Who's the number one? Without DK, there's not nobody right now that I can even. Roman Wilson, Valdez, Canling, Thielen. There's not one. Them are like fours right there. You got 3 4s on your team. 3 3s. I can't even say Roman Wilson's a 3. I'm gonna say Valdez, Canling, and Thielen. I'm gonna put them at 3s. They're 2 3s. We got 2 3s and a 4. And who else do we got on this team? I mean, yo, you could have Tyler Boyd. You could have brought somebody in here to replace Pickens. Like, you could have did something if you're gonna trade him. Fuck even a Pickens. You trade him, you got to bring in somebody. That's a lot of production that you're just getting rid of for a third round pick. To me, it wasn't planned. He wanted to be traded after DK got signed. In my like, he wanted out, gone. He said, "This is a contract here. I'm not playing on this smash mouth old ass." He probably never even wanted to been here in the first place. I don't think didn't want to be here. It's not wants to be his style play. He wants to go to a high flying West Coast. I don't know, but not Pittsburgh, backwoods ass, old school. Everything through their media, toe to company line. He don't want that. He don't want it. He wants Dallas is like perfect for him. Honestly, he's a match made in heaven. But I mean, like I said, Slay, you could Najee. I've said it all off season. Can't tell me you have Najee on here for not you. He wouldn't have made a difference on this team. This team's 29th in the league in rushing. I don't care how well Kenny Gainwell's done in the receiving game and making these crazy plays. Your running back shouldn't have to be making insane catches like that. That's why you have receivers, all right? Your running back we're lacking production on the ground this year without Najee, plain and simple. A lot. We're like 12th in the league in rushing last year to what? 29th in the league? 27th in the league? And I can't blame the offensive line. Years before that, I could have blamed the offensive line in the quarterback play. Can't blame that. I blame the fact that they're not as good at running the ball without them. Do I think Jalen Ward will hit 1,000 this year? Probably, maybe. He's real close. But I told you he was going, but I believe you. We don't want a bitch that can't show up for work on time. These 2 games are a fucking must, regardless of anything. Praying Rodgers can get his playoff win with us in 2026. I mean, I hope Rodgers can come back for one more year because there ain't no options out there for the Steelers to really get a quarterback after this year. And, Rodgers does have more playoff wins than any quarterback in the AFC that's projected to make a playoffs as it stands now combined. But the Steelers need DK Metcalf back in a big way. In a big way for this game. In a big way. Not this game, but in the playoffs. Like, say you need to win this game or win the next game. There you go. When you're in, you got a chance. But there's glaring holes on this roster. The offense still is not good. So does bringing Aaron Rodgers back really change anything? Does that put the Steelers over the hump? No, but you bring Aaron Rodgers back, bring this offensive line back. You got Jalen Warren, DK's locked down. Got probably Washington and Freiermuth coming back. I would get rid of Jonnu Smith, free up that salary. There's another contract I've seen that I'd probably get rid of. It's a big one. I forget exactly who it is. Draft a receiver. You go out there and you got to get some offense. Probably Broderick Jones. I'd get rid of Broderick Jones. He's like getting $20 million. It's like his option. I'm not picking up his option. So I got Dylan Cook. And then maybe I'll take another tackle in maybe the third or the fourth round. And then let him and Cook compete for that tackle spot next year. And then, I get a receiver early. Maybe two receivers. Got Roman Wilson and then DK, and then your two receivers. Maybe sign a vet. Got Freiermuth, Washington. I like that tight end room. And obviously, they'll bring the Golden Child Hayward back as your jackknife. They can be running back, tight end, fullback that Arthur Smith wants. And, maybe a DB, safety. You got Wilson, you got Queen, you got Sawyer, you got Herbig, you got Watt, you got Highsmith, Ham coming back, Hayward, Harmon, man. JPJ. Probably James Pierre back. Jalen Ramsey still there. Maybe you get off Jalen Ramsey. I don't know. I might consider even doing that. Honestly, you're his money too. Maybe go DB first round, wide receiver, second, third. Get that tackle in the fourth. Grab a QB in the fifth. Maybe a QB in the fourth. Tackle in the fifth. Maybe a receiver in the fifth. And then a quarterback in the third. A receiver, and then you take the receiver first. And then maybe the safety second or the cornerback second. That might be better. Then the quarterback, then the tackle, then another receiver, then maybe another DB. And maybe another offensive lineman for depth. I don't know. Another defensive lineman, linebacker maybe. I don't know. A couple free agents. They got a lot of money in free. They got $39 million in cap. Steelers could be back next year easily. But if they made a couple more right moves that didn't go their way, like this, I don't know. Najee, I know, is hurt this whole season. But if he's with the Steelers, does he go out there and do that stupid stuff and blow his face off? Maybe not. He might not. He probably would be determined. He knows he's going to be the number one running back. This is his team. He's ready to go. And he comes back and has the best season of his career. I don't know. That's honestly what I was projecting for Najee with the Chargers, but they drafted that dude, passed him over. I don't know. And he got hurt, so sucks for Najee. But I know the Steelers are lacking some production on the ground without him. And I know offensively, they have not been good this year, and on paper and statistically speaking, their offense kind of sucks. Really bad. Really, really bad. So you lose this game, and even if you win this game, the naysayers and the doubters and the haters are going to say, who are the Steelers really going to beat? Who can they beat? Their offense sucks. Their defense has been getting gashed all year. They're lucky they're even in the playoffs because this division is just straight garbage. Joe Burrow was hurt and Lamar Jackson was hurt all year. And you were handed a division that pretty much is right here for the taking. And if you can't take it right now, you show you don't even deserve to be in the playoffs, and you give the Ravens a chance to steal it right out from under you and steal like the Grinch. The Ravens come in here like the Grinch and take Christmas right out from under you. Just fuck around and find out. So you might as well just win this game and not fuck around and find out, because the Ravens just did a number on the damn Packers. I don't care how hurt they are. And like I said last live, until the Ravens are dead. I'm not saying they're dead. They're not dead. Kenny G shows that running back one potential. I think he's a great number running back two. He's a great receiving back. He's a great third down back. Like him and Najee Harris together would be perfect, in my personal opinion. But real shit brought up a point. Like if you bring Najee back, you probably don't have Kenny Gainwell on this roster. So that's the thing. But I think Kenny Gainwell and Najee Harris would complement each other so much better. Like, so much better. And, like, everybody would argue about, who's better, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, Warren Harris. It's a stupid argument to have. You got two running backs that complement each other perfectly. Jalen Warren really is a really good third down running back, too, in my opinion. He's a great blocker. He can make plays in the open field when he catches it. Like, he's a great third down back, too. Kenny Gainwell's a great receiver. Najee's a great in-between the tackle runner. They bring different styles of running and styles of play to your roster. And, like, right now, when it's winter in Cleveland, it's cold, it's wet, it's nasty, it's muddy, it's rainy. You want to grind out games because it's late in the season and you just want to come away with this easy win, grind Cleveland out, and then you can go into next week on a bye and get rested and get healthy for a home game in the playoffs. Like, Najee Harris is the type of player you want. Najee Harris is the type of player you want in the playoffs, especially against these high-powered offenses. They can light you up like the Bills when they lit the Steelers up, like the Chargers when they lit the Steelers up, like Houston if they keep playing the way they've been playing, like Jacksonville if Trevor Lawrence gets hot, like hell Denver if Bo Nix gets hot. Drake May's been playing like shit really well this year. Josh Allen, all of them. So the way to neutralize those type of teams is being able to keep them off the field. And that's the Steelers' philosophy. And that's really, if you look at it, how their roster is built, that's how they want to beat teams, by grinding you out, ground and pounding you, ball control, which they suck at this year, one of the worst in time of possession this year. It's changing, though, these last 2-3 weeks that Aaron Rodgers has been, I feel, has been calling the plays more, and they've been opening up and being more willing to spread it out and be more of a passing team. The offenses look better. So if that trend continues, maybe the offensive numbers will be irrelevant, because we're running a totally different style of offense now these last 3-4 weeks. And if we keep running it that way and the defense keeps playing the way it's playing, I mean, the playoffs could be a totally different story. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of glaring holes on this offense, in my opinion. Well, no, I don't even say a lot. It's basically wide receiver. And without DK, it really shows. That's all I'm saying. So wide receiver is number one on my board, like most important positions those need. Quarterback probably two. Wide receiver, I mean, they need both in the offseason, but so that's one thing. Hopefully in this game that the Steelers should win, hopefully that number two guy, a Thielen, a Valdez-Scantling, a Roman Wilson, whoever that may be, decides to say, this is a huge opportunity for me in my career, especially like a Valdez-Scantling and a Thielen. This could be a new contract for them somewhere else. but a nice one, a lucrative one. This is okay, Roman Wilson, you step up this game. You are our slot receiver next year, and we're gonna draft a guy number 1 to be number 2, and then we're set. We don't even have to draft another receiver. If you step up, and this is an opportunity for you to make plays. We'll see. Because somebody's got to without DK. I know that. So that's a lot of production, and not just production, a lot of attention from the opposing defense, given the fact he gets doubled 70% of the time. This has been the weakest AFC conference I've ever seen. AFC North, I don't know about conference. Calvin's hurt. I'm sure they will get what we need this year. It was just an all-in year for Rodgers last run. Well, all-in year for Rodgers, why you get rid of Pickens? You want to give him another weapon. Like, you keep saying that Rodgers wanted him out of here. I don't see how Rodgers wanted him out of here. If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I want as many weapons as I can get. And I don't want Pickens out of here. I'll deal with his lip. I'm like, he can yell and bitch and moan how he wants the ball he wants. I'm like, shut the fuck up and get open. And I feel Rodgers is the type of person would be like, shut the fuck up and get open. And get off my dick, bitch. Get out my face. And run a route. That's why they brought him here. That's why I like him. They needed that. And hopefully that continues and he tells Arthur Smith to shut the fuck up. Get off my dick. I'm running the show and I'm running the guns and I'm going out slanging this shit. That's the only way the Steelers. That's the only. And then the defense plays the way defense is going to play and they actually sustain drives and they don't go 3 and out every fucking time with this Arthur Smith bullshit. That's the only way the Steelers are making a run at this shit. Is if that's it. Right? As much as you want to hate on Rodgers and everybody hated on Rodgers and didn't want him to be here, that's the only way this offense is going to is at least be competitive. Is we got to open it up 5 wide. Aaron Rodgers run the show. That's it. It's run and gun time. No more smash mouth. It's run and gun time. And then when he gets a little bit of a lead, then Tomlin's got to step in and say, okay, Rodgers, rein it in a little bit. We're going to let Arthur call some of his bullshit and see if it works. See if we can't happen to get once you get a little bit of a lead, we'll see if we can't get something going on the ground now. So, do you think Rodgers will put up with him? No, he wouldn't. Rodgers say he won't play for us. Okay. The Vikings didn't want him. So where's Rodgers going to go? Let's say if Rodgers says, well, I'm not going to play for you guys. So where's he going to go? There's nowhere else to go. So that's why he's been keeping his mouth shut this whole year, not saying nothing about Arthur Smith, and he's just been rubbing his plays as of late. Now that he's basically brought life back to this team that everybody said that this team was out and, done and doesn't have a chance and they're not going to make the playoffs and there's no way and the Ravens are going to catch them. Well, he basically put this team on his back and put the offense on the back and called all his plays. Now I feel he has, basically his balls are hanging low right now and they're wobbling to and fro. And there ain't a motherfucker that's going to tell him shit the rest of the way. All right? He's going out his way. And that's exactly what the Steelers need to have any type of chance at a Super Bowl this year. Period. And then Tomlin dials up the defense that he's known to dial up. And then with an actual competent offense out there that's putting up a few points and not solely relying on the defense to basically be the defense, the offense, and but do everything, Steelers have a chance to beat anybody in the playoffs. But you get no DK and you get this Arthur Smith prehistoric, let's run it on first and second down every time and let the whole world knows what we're going to do. And then we're just in 3rd and long. It's basically you just giving that whole drive away because Arthur Smith's stubborn ass. We ain't going nowhere. and then you leave the defense out on the field the whole game, and then they'll get blamed for sucking. But the reality is, when you're out there the whole damn game, you can give up some yards. Especially when you're playing an NFL offense and an NFL playoff offense. On top of it, so we need to get some competent offense along with the defense. This is our chance. Oh yeah, he retired. He wants to come back and win again. It's been long. That's why it's like, I mean, you lose this game, it's gonna be, people are still saying fire Tomlin, man. So shit, you don't win this game. Oh, the echoes are gonna be loud. They're gonna be pouring out, man. They're gonna be pouring out. You lose this game. Especially against Shedeur, who has one of the worst quarterback ratings right now in NFL history. He's terrible. Their offense is terrible. I mean, you can sell the division right now. It's Cleveland. They have 3 wins all year. Man, you got to get this dub. You got to handle business. You cannot allow the Ravens to have a chance, and you can't allow that to happen, man. And if you lose this, you lose this one and the next one. They fire Tomlin. I don't think the Steelers would. But if that happens, I don't think they'll fire him. But man, yeah, there ain't gonna be nobody saying they be the only one saying people. I know that if that happens. So I hope they don't fuck around and find out. That's all I know. That's what they're gonna have to do. That's what it's gonna have to be. That's what the difference is gonna have to come down to, man. It's him. So there's forcing turnovers because I think points are gonna be hard to come by for both teams in this game. So those turnovers, obviously can lead to points. You can get the pick sixes, or even if you pick it off, force a fumble, whatever, sack them, get them in bad field position. That all comes into play that can set you up for points. So, you got to use Boswell. You got to use your special teams. You got to play the field position game in this one. It's going to be a muddy, tough, gritty AFC North defensive type of ball game. I think it's going to be boring. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored. And it's just what it's coming down to. It's what defense forces the turnovers. And what offense capitalizes when they do force them. Because I can see both defenses forcing turnovers in this game. I see the Steelers having a better chance of forcing more against Shedeur versus Aaron, obviously. And obviously, I give Aaron a better chance of capitalizing on the turnovers when you force them. I mean, how the Steelers winning? But Samalo's out. To me, is the best offensive lineman on the whole team. They got a great defensive front, so they could probably get some pressure on Rodgers. Maybe hurt him. Bang him up. Scatter him up. Maybe it's not an interception he throws, but maybe it's a strap forced fumble. Sack strip fumble for Cleveland. Maybe they get one that way. And sets them up for an easy touchdown. Maybe you're on your own 20. And here comes Miles right around the corner. Bang. There's at least 3 right there. Still, Shedeur don't even got to do nothing. Take 2-3 knees and then boom, there's 3 points. Check it down 2 times. Hand it off. 3 points. Check it down. Their running back happens to make a guy miss, and that's 6 points. That's 3. It's gonna be an ugly game. It's not gonna be easy. I don't think. But I think we win. But it's gonna be ugly, and it's gonna go down to the wire. Miles probably does get a sack on Rodgers, especially with Samalu out. Yeah, I could see him probably. They move him all around on the defensive line too. That's just what I was thinking about too, because sometimes they put him at end, sometimes they put him at D tackle. They can move him all around. So maybe they want to put him on that side because Broderick. You got the young boy Dylan Cook in there. Then you got whoever is going to be replacing Samalu. Anderson, I guess. Spencer Anderson still hurt. I mean, Spencer Anderson's all right, but I mean that's a weakness. They might want to attack. They might feel that that's a weakness. Get him going right up in that hole. He's sick. Runt said, but. It's not good. And I'm most worried about the DK one. I think I'm going to shut her down. It's been over an hour. My phone's on like 2%. So, shout out to y'all coming in the chat. Hit the subscribe, hit the like, and hit the share if y'all can. Appreciate y'all.